What up? It's Casper. Today's video, we're talking about the movie Mr. Deeds. Mr. Deeds is a 2002 movie. It's PG-13 and it's an hour and 36 minutes. Directed by Steven Brill. Nothing but good vibes. That's always the feel I always get with Adam Sandler. Whenever Adam Sandler's name gets mentioned in any movie or any type of topic conversation, the movies that I always shout out and tell people to watch are Uncut Gems and the movie Hustle. Those are my personal favorites from him. But the crazy thing about it is Adam Sandler has crazy classics already. These type of classics are like movies that people have seen over and over again. For me, in this movie, Mr. Deeds, I'm like catching up on this movie again. So it was an interesting and positive vibe, cool feel rewatch. Like I said, Adam Sandler always gives me that good vibe with his movies. His presentation in his movies always feel like they're at heart, and this movie right here gave me that feel as well. Adam Sandler worked on this movie. From what I know is that he wrote this movie. He wrote this movie obviously with some help, but didn't give himself some credit for the writing department. So that was interesting to know that. This movie, Mr. Deeds, give me that feel of original and from the heart type of movie. His presentation with the character Longfellow Deeds flowed very well. From the beginning of his introduction, when they brought him into the movie, I thought that was good flow, straight to showing that, you know, Mr. Deeds is very popular in that town. The whole story for me was watchable, it was presentable, and I wouldn't say it was a drag. You're seeing a lot of perspective. This point of my life with having more understanding, you see a lot of cool points. You're seeing how money doesn't change Mr. Deeds, and he's cool throughout this whole movie. That presentation is super dope. That's why I feel like Adam Sandler is just cool vibes, because presentation with Mr. Deeds, I feel like Adam Sandler is like that in person as well. Adam Sandler is like top 5 actors for me. You can tell that this dude has great ideas. He's to himself. He's that man in the building walking in with shorts. You could feel the vibe of him just knowing that this dude is just chilling, but chilling on a more boss level in this movie business, but he just stays away and does his own thing. Character Longfellow Deeds in this movie, really like the presentation of showing how popular he is in the small town, showing that side of him being a poet. I thought that was interesting as well. The little twists and turns for Longfellow Deeds' character, Adam Sandler's acting was dope. All the other actors in this movie responded and acted really well with Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is a really cool dude because he brings other people from other movies back for his next movies. So he always brings the homies back. The storyline, a lot of perspective showing how Adam Sandler's character, Mr. Deeds, gets the inheritance money from his uncle. So the movie, you know, it's funny as well, because in the beginning you see who the uncle was, and then you see a little backstory. It's a little goofy, but the goofiness is funny. For me, I'm just like, it's an understanding of knowing what he's trying to do. It's cool to see how he got the money inheritance, Mr. Deeds. So you see that in the beginning, and moving to New York, you saw a lot of cool things. That's why I'm like, Adam Sandler, he has an interesting creative mind. Hawaiian Punch, I thought that was super dope. I remember seeing that as a kid, but seeing it again, I'm like, that is dope. One of my favorite actors in the movie or characters is Emilio, the butler. Been there for a long time. Emilio's dope because he has his little story in here too. His character is like random at times. He just shows up out of nowhere. His lines were funny. Emilio Lopez, he's played by John Turturro. Dope vibe with him. Really enjoyed his character and presentation. And there's another older butler who shows up here and there, and I thought he was dope. He's cool. He doesn't really say anything, so his mannerisms were funny. So good little small things that Adam Sandler adds to the movies. Steve Buscemi's in the movie, and it was funny because he plays the character Crazy Eyes. The vibe from him is just another homie of Adam Sandler, and it's cool to see Steve Buscemi in this movie, really dope. Chuck presented really well as just being grimy, an interesting look. It fit for that time. The lines were cool. Acting flowed really well with this storyline. The one character that I kind of hated is the girl, Babe in the beginning. You saw how grimy she was, and it's like, bruh, we know what you're trying to do, and we have to watch her do this grimy stuff. Company she works for, because she's a reporter, so she has like co-workers. The co-workers are like trying to be in on it, on trying to get a big story. It's funny how they're trying to do Mr. Deeds dirty, blackmail him in the media. But Babe, at times throughout the movie, is a character you kind of get mad at, but the writing for her was, I would say, good, and it was presentable. The look was presentable. You see how she ends up just falling in love with Mr. Deeds. If the movie was trying to make you hate her, they did a good job, because there's times where I was just like, Mr. Deeds ends up doing dope stuff. Like, I was like, bro, they went to Madison Square Garden. Like, that's goals. Making a movie and being able to film there, I'm like, bro, that's goals. Imagine being able to pull up to the arena and just be like, I'm about to film a movie here. But besides that point, the character, you know, you're just like, bro, Mr. Deeds is taking you out. But overall, cool characters throughout this movie. For those who haven't seen it, Mr. Deeds is about a small town dude who owns a pizzeria in his small town, and he's a poet as well. He ends up out of nowhere getting inheritance money from his uncle that he never met. From there, he ends up going to New York because the uncle was like owner of a media company. So that media company now knows that Mr. Deeds has this inheritance money, so they're trying to make Mr. Deeds sell the company. The story also has a love story between all that, so you see a lot of perspective on how money is like the main focus, changing everybody but not Mr. Deeds. So that's what the movie is about. The romance vibe, I feel like, was original. It's, you know, it's sweet. Adam Sandler's character is so innocent at times. You see really dope things from Adam Sandler's character. Soundtrack was pretty cool. Great rewatch for me. Recommend it to people who haven't watched this. I'm trying to catch up on a lot of Adam Sandler's old school movies. I have to do a review on Uncut Gems, but I have a review on Hustle, so that's on my channel if you guys want to check that out. For the hour and 36, I would say it's a good time. Camera work was cool. Like a part in this movie as well, I think, where Babe is going down the stairs with Adam Sandler, that she actually broke her arm. The dedication was real. The only thing I didn't like about the movie, there's like a questionable scene. It's a shower scene. The character Chuck is trying to find out more information on Mr. Deeds. The only questionable part of the movie. Everything else flowed very well, even though if there was corny jokes or goofy moments. After my watching Mr. Deeds out of 10, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. So that's my movie review for the movie Mr. Deeds. Shout out to you guys for tuning in the video. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, y'all.